Alrighty, hello everybody. My name is Andrew. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Feel free to raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, cool. I'm seeing hands raised. Perfect. Alrighty, cool. I'll go ahead and get started. My name's Andrew. I've been with Paladin here for about a year at this point, and I'll be kind of just talking about some new releases and some things that Paladin's offering that you may have already seen. A lot of these features have been fairly rolled out to a lot of our stores, but it's good just to touch up on a lot of these things just in case if you've never seen them before. Next thing, we're probably going to be about 30 minutes. We got the full hour ready, but it's pretty quick content. We'll get through it pretty quick, so I'm expecting about 30 minutes here. If you have any questions at all, feel free to just type them into the questions box. I want to make sure I get through the content correctly because I do get distracted for questions here. So I can definitely go off track. So I can definitely answer those questions at the end. But if you think of anything later, you can absolutely just revert back to the slide decks that you'll see posted in about 24 hours. Or you can give Paladin support a call if you're having troubles with any of the things that we're seeing here today. So cool. All right, I'll go ahead and get started. So we're looking at our 2021 releases. So a lot of things to kind of cover here. I'm not going to read every single line. We'll go through all of these here, but there's a whole lot that we can kind of go over here. All right, so our new features, we're going to start off with the pick list report. The pick list report is essentially an Excel spreadsheet that will make your fulfillment department easy to complete orders. So what you'll see here is if you're in a quote or order, you'll see that you got the pick list option right down there at the bottom. And what it'll kind of look like once you click it is it'll show you unfulfilled items by order and includes details such as like customers, project, item quantity, and price, which is cool. Next, we're going to talk about kind of just getting rid of the clutter in quotes. A lot of people, you don't know if you have a quote that still needs to be open. Maybe somebody ended up coming in, didn't say they had a quote available, bought it. Sometimes you just got old quotes in here. You can now at this point set up a specific day, how many days it requires before it'll delete stored quotes. So if you have a stored quote that's been open for 15, 30 days, whatever you specify, it'll just permanently delete it. Now, I say permanently deleted, it's permanent. They cannot be restored after you delete it. If you prefer to have it never delete quotes, you can set it to 0 and then the quotes will never be deleted. Pretty cool. All right, so we got skip signatures on mobile to checkout app. So if you guys are out in the field, if you guys are doing shows or whichever, you guys are using the little tablet, little Samsung tablets for mobile to checkout here, you now have the option to skip signature if it meets the criteria in Paladin. This will require a mobile to checkout version of 1.1.5 or later. If you need to upgrade your app, feel free to contact Paladin support. All right, we got transaction report includes rewards IDs. So for example, here we got a couple things like rich rewards will now show you the rewards IDs, which is really cool, but it's not just for rich rewards or even just rewards in general. We have another example right below that, which is point of rental. We'll show you the ID for point of rental as well. So really cool, just more options to kind of help you sort out your transaction report and just give you more information. It's really cool. All right, charge customer email utility. So what this entails is essentially it'll allow you to email all of your charge customers with a store credit, essentially non-zero credit limit. In this case, you'll have a fully set up email that realistically all you need to add is your custom content as the body of the email. So it's good if you want to put out promotions, if you just need to send out information to all of your charge customers. This is a great way to do it. All right, we have a employee access level that has now been added, and it's returns for charge only. So if you want an employee to specifically only be able to do returns to your store credits, this is an option that you have. So in file setup, employees tab, select your employee, and then you got returns charge only there at the bottom. All right, now we got collect on delivery, or COD. This feature allows you to essentially pay for customers' purchases when they've been delivered. So for example, if you've got a customer that has no store credit, or let's say they've exceeded their store credit, you can essentially still complete a delivery for them. You just got to set up the collect on delivery feature and they'll essentially pay for it when it gets there. It's pretty nice. All right, emailing purchase orders to any address. So if you're creating a purchase order and you want it to be sent to a different address for this one time, you no longer have to go through and set it up in file, set up and go through, set that supplier. You can just now go through, purchase order complete, hit email, send it to this custom email or this specific email, or you can have them on file. Really cool. One quick note to add there is if there is no email address on file for that supplier, the first manually entered address will be the new default, unless otherwise changed. All right, this is specifically for the multi-store platform. So if you were in a multi-store platform, you can now set up individual QR codes for each store. So now you can have a unique QR code for every single one. It's pretty nice. All right. Advanced lookup searches for customer ACH data. So if you have a customer with ACH all set up, and let's say you want to look up their account information, you can now search that account information via any of their ACH account stuff. Pretty cool. So you can just advanced search, type in, let's say, for example, their routing number, their name will pop up. All right. Just same thing, kind of an advanced search criteria here. We got description 3 will now be in advanced lookup. So if you have some keywords set up in description 3, you can now go ahead and if you hit F1 search, you can now search for some keywords like, oh man, I don't remember description or part number, but there's something in description 3 that I had set up. You can now search that in advanced lookup. Pretty cool. Which is really helpful for Revolution customers, by the way. It's very nice. Exclude description 2 from customer receipts. This is kind of a big one here because a lot of the times you'll see some suppliers will add in description 2. For example, we have here item canceled by supplier. Maybe you don't want your customers to see that stuff, and if you're like, the customers realistically only need to see the information in description 1 but not description 2. You have an option now to kind of turn that off, and that makes it a lot I'd say personally cleaner, especially because I don't want to bias an item in a customer as a customer and see item canceled by supplier. It just kind of feels weird. So cool, you have an option to turn that off now. All right, GL summary. So we have new categories for rich rewards. So you have asset accounts and expense accounts for coupons issued. So you should see now here under both of those accounts and expense, coupons issued. This is for rich rewards only, so just be aware of that, but just more information for your accounting stuff. All right, simplified tax holiday sales. This is a good way of dealing with a very complicated thing that was kind of thrown at every retailer out there. For example, let's say if you want to, and we like to use this example because I personally think it's very silly, but let's say if you have a $400 bicycle and the state wants to allow tax-free for $250 of that $400 bicycle. You can now do that. It's very simple. Essentially, you can hit Control-T, or if you right-click on the item you want to apply that tax holiday to, it'll essentially just allow you to enter in the amount that you want to have tax-free. It's cool. It makes it really simple. Takes care of the rest. It's very easy. All right, insufficient stock on hand, or what we like to call oversold alert. This is really cool for lumber yards, right? So if you have a lumber yard and your employees in a store are just ringing out customers and they don't know exactly what stock on hand's like out in the lumber yard, Paladin will now warn you if you're going over that stock on hand. And this is important because you can not potentially sell a customer way too many lumber. They get out there and they only have a quarter of what you had sold them already. So this is something that you can turn off by department essentially, so you can specify that you want your lumberyard to only have stock on hand oversold alert. So for example, if you have someone in your store, they bring up an item, they put it on the counter, you scan it, and it says oversold, no insufficient stock on hand. You're like, well, it's right there. I just want to sell it to them. So you can again specify it to areas that need it, not necessarily all or nothing. So it's good. All right, Benjamin Moore program reports. So if you participate in Benjamin Moore OSR, you have now an option to generate the reports that are required by them. So if you hit maintain utilities, customer utilities, then you should see in there Benjamin Moore OSR report. And it'll give you everything you need for Benjamin Moore. All right, we do have new items, new bin tags. So for example, bin tag number 18 looks very interesting. It's what they call a barbell tag. Very good for wrapping around like jewelry or maybe some items that don't have a good spot to put a bin tag on it, but you can wrap it around. So very nice, very good. And then we have, again, bin tag 41 and 42, just some differences, minor changes throughout them, just adding more customization for your bin tags. All right, incremental part numbers for added inventory. So if you want to add a part into Paladin and you don't have a UPC that you want to scan, but you want an alternate part number of some kind, we can now do that for you automatically. Essentially, it's just called the next X number right there, and when you're creating a new item. So essentially just does X 000001 through all the way up to 99,999. So it's really cool. Only available when you add items manually, except for when you do a inventory import, you can also add those next alternate part numbers on an import. It's very nice. All right, export your sales into Excel. There is a new export sale list feature that has been allow you to actually export the sale item part numbers, prices into a tab delimited text file format that allows you to open it in Excel. So you can see all the prices and new sales, all that kind of stuff. Just different, better ways potentially depending on the what you need to look at sale list. Nice. All right, accounting integrations and updates. So we got more direct integrations with QuickBooks Desktop, which is very cool. We still have our QuickBooks Online integrations, which are nice. More additions, to Sage 50 Cloud and Microsoft Dynamics GP. So yeah, great, more information there. All right, Capital One trade credit rebranding. So we used to have a company called Blue Tarp that's now been purchased by Capital One Trade Credit. Realistically, all of the functionality is going to be the exact same, but there's now just rebranding. You'll see if you have this set up, the Capital One Trade Credit brand rather than the Blue Tarp. So nothing else functionality-wise, just rebranding. All right, limit customer types to those that you create. So you can now essentially hide default customers types to show only things that you create, which is nice. Customer types allow you to essentially categorize customers and provide business statistics in reports. For example, a transaction report, comparative revenue report. It's really cool. So you can go into the customer type and see it there. Essentially, you have little drop downs and then you can edit them and click save. That's pretty much it here for our releases. There is more information on these links here that you can check out once the webinar has been uploaded to Paladin knowledge base, which is nice. So if you need to check out releases A, B, C, or D, they're all right there. Next webinar we got looking up is the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, how Paladin can protect your business. This is incredibly important to me. I don't think I'll be doing it. I'm assuming we got one of our experts on it. I believe CJ is going to be the one doing it here. But this is incredibly important, something that I recommend everyone going to. So please, please check it out. Cybersecurity is incredibly important to everyone's business. So feel free to go ahead and get it registered on Paladin, portal.paladinpos.com/webinars, and that'll be on October 5th at 9 a.m. So perfect. Let's check to see if anybody's got any questions. I don't see any. Ended up finishing up a lot quicker here than I expected, so I appreciate it. But there is a ton of content with this update, but they're all very, very, very straightforward. So if you find that you want to go back and read anything, this webinar should be posted in about 24 hours, and you're more than welcome to go through and kind of reread certain areas, go through sections, and if you need to. So cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and close things out, and you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.